If there's something that people in this realm know but refuse to talk about it, is that the force behind reality is not fair. The force behind all creation is not fair. Every religion is about begging this force that is behind reality to be on their side. Some people believe they must pray for hours to get the God or whatever you believe in that is behind reality to be on their side. Some people believe they must fast. Some people believe they must sacrifice animals. People know that the force behind reality is not fair. Some people believe they must sacrifice people. It happens. People have been caught with body parts. You're like, what are you doing with a human head? You know? It's because they believe that this whole thing is unfair. The force behind reality is unfair. The force that has power in this reality, or the forces that have power in this reality, are unfair. Why do they believe that? It's because they can see that there is no fairness when they look at the world. So if there is no fairness, of course, the force behind everything must be unfair. The force behind everything must be unjust. If the force behind everything was fair, then life will be fair. Yesterday we were talking about how rigged the game is. This video is going to be very similar to the video that was published yesterday. It's going to be more like part 2. Yesterday I was watching a video on TikTok from this guy who was complaining that his TikTok account has been shadow banned, meaning that when he publishes videos, they're not gonna reach a large number of people. Not because the content that he's making is not great. He's making great content, but TikTok is going to limit the reach of his videos, meaning that his videos are going to perform less than they would if he was not shadow banned. So it's gonna look like he's making bad content, while the real truth is that he's shadow banned. And TikTok is not gonna tell him that it's been shadow banned. If you are posting content that is against TikTok's guideline, TikTok will tell you so that you will know that, okay, I made a mistake. They will give you a warning or remove your video with a warning. But shadow banning is different. You post something, TikTok doesn't tell you anything, but it doesn't reach that many people. And you know that something is off. Maybe the videos used to reach many people, so now the videos are not reaching many people, and it seems like the people that the video is reaching love the video, right? So the people that the video is reaching are responding well to the video because it's a great video, but it doesn't reach more people. So that's what he was complaining about. And that made me think about life. I was like, if you don't know that the game of life is rigged, if you don't know that the force behind reality is corrupt, you will think that those who are unsuccessful because they are not doing the right things. If you don't know how the internet works, if you don't know that on TikTok some accounts can be shadow banned, if you don't know that, you'll think that those channels that are not doing so great on TikTok, these channels are not making great content, even if they're actually making great content, right? So you tell yourself that the reason why some channels or some accounts are doing very well on TikTok is because this account are posting great content. And the reason why some accounts are unsuccessful is because they're not posting great content. Well, the real truth is that some accounts are shadow banned. So no matter what they post, no matter how great the video is, it will never go viral. It will never reach that many people. So a video that will reach 20,000 people will barely reach 2K views. A video that will reach 200K views will not even reach 10K views. A video that would reach 5 million views will not even reach 100K views. People pray and they try their best to do what the force behind reality wants without asking any questions because they know that the game is unfair. Like, what does God want? Okay, God wants me to not listen to this kind of people. I'm not going to listen to this kind of people. Oh, God wants me to hate this kind of people. I'm going to hate this kind of people. God wants me to be unfair to this kind of people. I'm going to be unfair to them. And I'm going to feel right about it. I'm not even going to question that. I'm not going to question why I have to hate this group of people. Why I have to mistreat this group of people. Why I have to be unkind to this group of people. I'm doing what God wants. Whatever God wants is the right thing. I ain't questioning nothing. If God says that I must sacrifice an animal, I'm sacrificing that animal. If God says I must sacrifice I'm not even going to say it. I must do it because it's God. It's God who's saying it. Right? They know that the force behind reality is unfair, so they're doing whatever they can to be on God's good side. And what does God want? They're not judging him. They're not judging the force behind life. We see that happening on social media. Some social media platforms are promoting certain content. People are, oh, this is what's working, and they do what this platform. And what you must understand is this. This realm doesn't feel like we own it, right? It feels like there's something that is more powerful than all of us. Like we are just players in this game, but there is something that is more powerful that can change the rules of the game at any time. So when you're on TikTok, you know that it's not entirely up to you, right? Like your success is not entirely up to you. It doesn't, like sometimes you can make great content, but what if it's not the kind of content that TikTok wants to represent them, right? Maybe the content is too controversial. So they're thinking, hey, we can't let this kind of channels become very successful because they're going to end up representing us, and maybe there are forces that are more powerful than us that are going to have a problem. So if we don't limit the reach of these channels, we can't like ban them because there's free speech, but this might not make us look good. I mean, look at the challenges that we've faced as a company since the beginning. Look at what this guy is talking about. Like, he's not necessarily breaking our guidelines, but it seems like people like the content, but if he keeps on becoming more and more popular, that's going to be a problem because he's on our platform. So it will seem like we're promoting him. You see? Don't you think life works that way? What if the algorithms of life don't allow some people to thrive? They make things difficult for some people, the same way that social media platforms work. The same way that companies like WWE work. There have been great wrestlers that we thought should have won, but hey, there's a snake. Yo. Damn. And it's black. Shit. Damn, man. I forgot that I'm at home. Shit. I hate those things, yo. And you know what's crazy? This is where I saw the snake the last time when I was recording. It passed. This is where I saw a snake the last time when I was recording. The thing is, every time when I see a snake, like, my body starts to shake. I don't know why. It's not even hatred. Like, I'm afraid of snakes. It's not even hatred. It's not that I hate snakes. There's something about them. It's a phobia, a serious phobia. Right? Because snakes are also afraid of people. It's not like snakes, like when a snake sees you, it wants to bite you. It's rare. It knows that you're just passing. Right? I didn't threaten it in any way. It saw me. It basically did see me. And it got scared. But damn. I froze. And I remember the last time, not the last time, but I remember this day, the snake wasn't really that big. This other day, I was still young. Maybe I was 15. So I'm with this guy. We're in the bushes. I don't really remember what we were going to do, but I was holding a pan. What is that? Is it called a panga? That thing that you can cut people, that you cut trees with. Yeah, holding that thing. And then we saw a big snake, bro, like a big snake entering like a hole. When we saw the snake, the guy wants to take the panga so that he can cut it in half. I'm holding it like this. I'm not even moving. I'm holding it like this. He was mad. I froze, bro. Like, I'm afraid. I'm not a coward, but I'm afraid of snakes, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna act like I'm brave and all. I'm afraid of snakes. I don't want to see no snakes, bro. Unless they unless I'm with other people, and I don't know. Somehow when I'm with other people, I feel braver. So weird. It is what it is. Is it their season though? It's spring, but it rains a lot. Today it's hot. Yesterday it wasn't. Like, it's never really been hot since I came deciding. It seems like it's gonna be cold later because it seems like it's gonna rain since it rains every day. Where was I? I think I was talking about professional wrestling. There are some fighters that we knew deserved to be champion, but that never became champion, and we didn't understand why. You know, in the beginning when we started watching professional, even though I knew that professional wrestling was scripted, the people who didn't know that professional wrestling was scripted. I remember when Shawn Michaels fought The Undertaker for the first time and he lost. Great, maybe the greatest match in WrestleMania history, right? Great match. Okay, didn't win. I remember everyone was rooting for Shawn Michaels. They didn't want Undertaker to win. They wanted him to end the streak because, like, he had he was loved by a lot of people, but somehow he lost. When they fought for the second time, we're like, oh yeah, he's definitely going to win. Like, if there was the guy who deserved to win was Shawn Michaels. So I'm just trying to show you that because there are forces behind the scenes that have power in this realm, that have powers that we don't even understand. They are rigging the game. Like, life is not fair. Like, things are not happening naturally. Like, yeah, you see things happening, you're like, that is 100% natural. It's just happening, you know, because of nature. It's supposed to be happening like that because of nature. No, there are forces behind the scenes that will ensure that things happen the way that they want them to happen, and you don't know that. If people didn't know that WWE was scripted, they will think that things are just happening, you know. Brock Lesnar ended the Undertaker streak. Everyone was shocked. And even now, people don't understand how that happened. Like, why was it Brock Lesnar? Why was it not Shawn Michaels, you know? I mean, Brock Lesnar is a great wrestler, don't get it twisted, but it didn't feel right. Even after he won, like, everyone was shocked. Like, we didn't even know how to feel. It's like, damn, Brock Lesnar ended the streak. It's like it was a mistake. I remember Paul Herman explained that, you know, what's great about Undertaker winning, Brock Lesnar winning against the Undertaker, is that people don't know if he won by mistake. Maybe Undertaker passed out, you know, because it can happen. It can happen that you actually do pass out. I mean, you get tired. It's not easy. Like, wrestling is not easy. People think that is easy because it's scripted. No, it's much harder than MMA, in my opinion, because MMA fighters fight like twice, 3 times a year, especially when they're fighting at the highest level. You know, like, once someone becomes champion, they fight once a year. Someone like Islam Makhachev, I think this is the second time he fought this year. Amjad Chimaev, I think he will have only fought once this year. You know, Ilya Tipora, I think he fought twice. Oh, maybe Ilya Tipora fought 3 times this year, but he's been knocking these guys out, so it makes sense. But professional wrestlers have to wrestle every week, bro. They have to wrestle every week. And they wrestle for, like, it's not like they wrestle for like 1 minute. Like, they wrestle, you know, like, it takes, like, a wrestling match actually takes time. I think it's actually weird that there was a time when I was recording. When was it? I think it was last year. Last year around May. Not last year. Wait, yeah, I think it must be last year. Yeah, last year around May. I was still staying this side. When I was recording, a snake passed. Where the snake passed today is where the snake last year around May passed. I remember telling you guys that snake, and it's the same thing that happened. I was like, yo, I wish I was recording what was happening in the street, so that you would see the snake. That it looks black. It might be a mamba or something, but it wasn't big. And even that day, it was not a big snake. like, it's so weird that that's the same sport, like that's the exact sport. Is the matrix glitching? I don't know. I do not know. There are people that we know deserve to win in this world, but somehow they don't win. There are people who are intelligent enough to become leaders, but somehow they don't become leaders. Why? Isn't it because the force that is behind reality itself is corrupt? It wants things to be the way that they are. So it's not going to allow some people to win. It's not going to allow some people to be on top. Some people to become our role models, You think about the music industry. You think about hip-hop music, be specific. There are rappers who became successful in the 90s, who came out and said, I just don't remember which rappers, but I remember I watched an interview. I don't know, I think it was the Locks, I don't really remember. So they say, yo, man, they got signed to a major record label and they were told that they have to promote gangster rap. They were not even gangsters, but they had to promote gangster rap because conscious rap was taking over. Artists who wanted to continue to make conscious rap weren't being promoted. It got to a point where gangster rap took over. So think about it. How did gangster rap take over? Is it because we love gangster rap more than conscious rap? It may seem that way, but people don't know how easily influenced they are. I remember 3 days back, I was watching soccer at a local tavern. I was watching soccer. The way people were responding, I was like, why do people love soccer in South Africa? The real reason why we love soccer is because it's the only sport that we grow up seeing. You know what I'm saying? It's not that we chose soccer. It's like soccer chose us. There's a reason why Americans don't really like soccer, right? They like basketball. They like football, American football. People are easily influenced. I don't like soccer. I became a fan of MMA because I'm not easily influenced. I didn't like soccer when I was growing up. It was never really my thing, and I didn't start to love it at any point in my life. I just didn't love it. You know when you don't like something, you just don't like it. So I never got to like soccer. I became a fan of MMA. I mean, growing up, I liked professional wrestling, and then I became a fan of MMA because I wanted to see how Brock Lesnar would do in MMA, and I loved his fights in MMA, and I ended up wanting to see how other guys would do, against him and how they do against other fighters, and I became a fan. But yeah, some people are easily influenced. So, if you want them to like gangster rap, they can all like gangster rap. If you want them to like conscious rap, they can all like conscious rap. I think stars are made. Stars are made. You think stars are born, but I think stars are made. If they want someone to be a star, that person will become a star. There are a lot of WWE wrestlers who became superstars because the company want them to be superstars. So they got a lot of help, The company invested on them and they made them win matches. You see, the more you become big, the more people like you. The more you win, the more people like you, So it's the same with artists. If they want an artist to become popular, even if that artist is not really that good, but if that artist keeps on winning, and they keep on getting good deals, they keep on working with the right kind of producers, the record labels are investing in them, these artists are going to end up becoming popular. And the more they make money, the more people get to like them. But the artists that are not loved by their labels, they're gonna end up becoming desperate. They're gonna end up complaining too much. We're gonna end up looking at them and be like, because they're not winning, and you think that it's their fault. No, the whole thing is rigged. It doesn't work the way that you think it works. There's corruption on every level in this realm, right? Anyone can become a star. Anyone can make it. Anyone could become a star. Remember when Roman Reigns first started fighting in WWE, when he got it like an official contract, he used to eat his own hair. He was creepy. Like he didn't even talk, right? He was this big guy who would eat his own hair, and it just wasn't working. But the company kept him around. It wasn't working. He had no fans at all. No one loved him, right? And they found a good gimmick for him, and it worked. So realize that if the force behind this war wants you to win, you win. If the force behind this reality doesn't want you to win, you won't win. And that is why I tell you that you need to work more on how you respond to the things that be happening to you in this room than complaining that you didn't get what you want. It's not really up to you. It's up to this. Like, do work for the things that you want, because what do? You get what I'm saying? The little that you're gonna get is gonna help you, I guess. You wanna become a millionaire. If you're getting 1,000, it's gonna help you a little. You don't wanna be completely broke that you end up homeless. But if the forces behind this world don't want you to be a millionaire, why would they allow you to become a millionaire? It doesn't work that way. They have their own reasons for allowing certain things to happen, right? It's not a fair game. That is why I keep on telling you that I would never bring someone into this game, because I already know that it's not fair, and everything proves to us that it isn't. We can see that inequality is a real thing. People are treated equally, right? We can say, we are all equal, and we should all be equal, right? We should all be equal, because we can all feel pain, we can all bleed, we can all suffer, we all have desires, we all have needs. So we should be equal. Life should be fair to everyone. If you're not doing anything to get what you want, you get nothing. If you're doing something to get what you want, you get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should depend on that, but it doesn't. There are forces that we don't even see that are controlling the game, that are making it impossible for some people to get what they want, and very easy for some people to get what they want. It's because we do not own this. We do not own. And what do I even mean when I say we don't own this? I mean, we're not really in control. We're not the ones that are deciding. I didn't decide that I was going to see that snake. I didn't want to see that. I don't want to see snakes. I hate snakes. I can't wait to go back, because I don't want to keep on seeing snakes. I mean, I haven't seen a snake, except for the day I went to the zoo. But I have not seen a snake when I was in Gauteng, right? I have not seen not even a single snake. There are no snakes. But here, especially in this province, there are many snakes, bro. People, when they see videos of black people killing snakes, like, these people are so barbaric. Like, I don't know. Snakes will enter your house, and it's so crazy. But I'm not saying people should kill snakes. It's just that, what the government should do, should give people numbers that they can call if they see a snake. Because what they're gonna do, we're not professionals. I mean, if you see a cobra, you don't know what to do. Even if you want to be a good person, you're like, I'm just gonna put it, like, it's probably gonna bite you because it's scared. But if we had numbers of people that we can call, like, okay, let me call this person, they come and take the snake away. What? That's good. That's fair. And it should be like that, in my opinion. But we don't have that where I live, So that's why people resort to that. We're scared. people pray to God because they know He isn't fair. They sacrifice things to Him because they know He isn't fair. It's so funny when you can even tell that people love God because He's powerful. I tell people who believe in God so much, like, do you know that you believe in Him because He's powerful? It's not because you're a good person, because they have this thing of believing that they are good, right? It's like, I'm a good person, I love God. They try to emotionally blackmail you sometimes. You're on Facebook, be like, yo, if you love God, click like. If you don't click like, you don't like God. I'm too damn free, bro. I don't like Him. But yeah, it's they know that there is a force that is controlling everything, and they trying to please they're trying to please whatever is behind this thing. If it meant they needed to go somewhere and dance while naked, they would do that. They will literally do anything to please this force that's behind this reality, to get what they want. And people do these things, especially in Africa. Go to the ocean, dance naked, find that it's men and women, and sometimes, I'm not even gonna say it, but people who are not supposed to be there will be there dancing. People that if they were seen dancing with adults, they will get arrested or something. Like, a lot of crazy things are being done, performing some crazy rituals. Like, damn, what the hell? Because people are trying to get something that they want out of this reality. These things are happening. And not just here in Africa. It's happening everywhere in the world. It's just that it's more in Africa. It's not as taboo as it is in other countries. So we don't see it when it's happening in other countries. But in Africa, it's kind of like people can even confess, like, yo, we did this, we did that. And you find that it's very successful people. In Africa, people believe in these kind of things. They can tell that something is rigging the whole thing. But like, yo, you haven't made it yet and you're surprised? No, you need to do this and that, and you're going to make it. But know that you will owe someone something. You owe some spirits something. So the whole thing is not fair. You don't make it because you work hard. You don't make it because you took your time to train yourself, or to learn how to do something well. Because growing up, we used to think that that's how it works. You just have to work hard enough and you'll be fine. No, it doesn't work that way. You will see people who have not even worked to get what you want getting it very easily, and you're like, what the hell's going on? It's because the whole thing is rigged. There are forces that are operating behind the scenes that are ensuring that some people get it and some people don't, because these people have not done what the powers that be wanted them to do. And we want to pretend as if the whole thing is fair. Of course we want this to be fair, especially if you want to do things the right way, especially if you're not lazy. But we can see that it's not. And people want to beat themselves up for not getting what they want. Trust me, the world doesn't work the way that you think it does. If you've never had an opportunity to work with people who have power in this world, you never understand what I'm talking to you about. Like, people who are at the bottom who never got a chance to be with people who are on top, they think that there's fairness. You've never been into politics, you've never worked with politicians, you've never been in their meetings. You just think it's fair. Like, you don't know what they say, you don't know how they speak. You only pay attention to how they speak when they're giving speeches, and you're like, oh, this president is good. They plan. They know what things they must say and what things they must not say. The media train these people. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing is not what it seems, man. They know. They sit down and plan. Go and say this. We know that that's not gonna work, but go and say this. You must speak like this, you must respond like this. Ish, you've been accused of doing this. Ish, we need to find a way to clear your name here. So here's what we must do. To play this thing like checkers. It's not what it seems. So even the forces that are controlling this world, they're not what they seem. I don't know why humans want to believe that the forces that are above us are good, right? I don't know why. It's so weird, looking at what this world is right now. You're thinking that what it created this is good, is holy, is this and that. Like, it's all obvious. You have to understand this. You have the power to judge. You just don't have the power to do most of the things that you want to do. But your level of consciousness when it comes to judging is on the same level as God, whatever you call God. You're just limited. That's the difference. You just can't do what he can do, right? You just don't know the secrets of this whole thing. But your consciousness is on the same level as his. So you should know if he's doing something wrong, than to be like, yeah, he knows what he's doing. This is nonsense, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is nonsense. We can't keep on justifying nonsense on God's behalf because we want favors. Because that's how people think. They want favors, so they never judge God. Like, God is good all the time. No matter what they're seeing happening, God is good all the time. No, sometimes God is horrible, and most of the time he is. He just gave us beautiful, like a beautiful world. The world itself looks beautiful. I mean, look at the trees, look at how green everything is, look at those birds. But the game is so messed up. Like, once you pay him, you'll be like, what the hell? It'll be like if someone was very attractive but they're very evil at the same time. So yes, you can see they're very attractive, you like looking at them, but they're doing a lot of evil things. So that's how the world is. There are many beautiful places, bro. Sometimes I do search on YouTube, the most beautiful places on earth, and I watch videos, and I'll be like, dang, the earth is beautiful. But the things that are happening here, bro, the things that are happening here are evil. Some people will be like, yo, why don't you pay attention to how beautiful the world is? I'll be like, that's a trap. It's a trap. It's like when the Bible says the devil will wear it wouldn't, like a wolf in sheep clothes or something like that. That's how the world is presented. It's supposed to look it's supposed to look beautiful, right? Until you become a part of it. I'm pretty sure if this place was advertised, like they advertised this place before we came here, they will have advertised it as something very beautiful. Like, if you work hard, you reap what you sow. The same what they say in the Bible. You reap what you sow. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be tempting to come here. You'll be like, oh, so it's like that. So if you don't work, you get nothing. If you work, you get something. Okay. If you pray and if you're a good person, you can get you know what I'm saying? Like, it will be advertised that way until you come here and you see the real truth. You're like, dang. You'll see things that are unbelievable. Like, damn, everything has to eat, everything to survive. Like, there's nothing that cannot be eaten here. Everything has a predator that be chasing it all the time. Like, when it sees food. So this animal has to keep on running away from its natural predator. And there will be humans. They're like the worst on earth because they can do anything. To them, it's not just about food. They can keep animals in captivity. Well, simply because they want to study them, simply because they want to see them. That's it. Like, that would be the only reason. You know, they don't even want to eat them. They'll just keep them in small boxes for the rest of their lives, and no one is gonna say anything and complain about that. You know, so these animals will be in captivity until they die. They'll only be giving them food just to survive, as if the only thing that matters to them is food, right? Like, to them it's just about longevity. You know, they don't want to explore, they don't want to move around, have fun with other animals like them. Like, some of these animals are so damn isolated that they become depressed, you know, and they don't know what to do. You know, they just have to live until they become super old and die. Isn't the game rigged? The truth is wicked, man. This is awareness. This is not about complaining, you know. This is just me being honest, and I can, like, I'm 100% sure that I am being honest, you know. So some people will watch my videos and think I'm just complaining. Some people are so unconscious that they can't even tell when you're speaking the truth. You know, that's so them unconscious that they consider truth complaining. They'll be like, we're so strong, we don't even complain. Like, you're just to them unconscious. Like, you don't see what's unfair in the world. Whenever something happens that you feel is unfair, you do complain about it. I know people like that. So they don't complain about things that are truly unfair that are happening, but in their own lives, there are people who treated them in a way that they feel is unfair, and they complain about it. Maybe they had a friend who felt like they were toxic, and that person left them alone. They're complaining about that person all the time. They're gossiping about that person all the time. You know, they talk about the things that that person is not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know that one is, you know, his ex, she's now dating. You're like, you know, his baby mama, you know, the baby mama used to sleep with his father. You know that? Like, they'll be gossiping, and saying things that are not even true. You're like, that's weak. You'll be hating, right? Hatred is a weakness. So that person, because they no longer roll with you, you're mad at them. And when we speak the real truth, you say we're weak. Like, you feel like that person owes you something. That's the problem, you see. So you're complaining about what you feel is unfair, but really what happened that you feel is unfair is actually fair. What we're telling you is something that are things that are really unfair, and we're not even speaking from a place of hatred. There's no hatred. We just care about the truth, and we're telling you the truth, and you're not listening. You're just judging. It's not about complaining. It's about understanding. Because here's the thing, man. We are in a world that we still do not understand. Even today, we've been here on earth for many, many years, but we still don't understand what the hell this is and what the hell is going on. So it's up to us to decide what we think this is, you know. Whether we think this is good or bad, we have to decide, because it is possible for it to be bad. Do you understand? It's not like it's impossible for this world to be bad, so we must all say it's good. And if someone thinks it's bad, it means they're a loser. It has nothing to do with being a loser. There are people who are winning in life who will tell you this is bad. It has nothing to do with being a loser. I'm probably doing better than a lot of people, you know, here. And I'm telling you how bad this is. So this has nothing to do with being a loser. I might not be where I would have wanted to be in life, or having these things that I would have wanted to have, like all these things that I would have wanted to have, right? But to me, like, I don't even feel like I lack a lot of things, right? Like, I would cry, like, I don't have this, and I would cry, like, I don't care. Like, I've reached a point where I don't care, where I'm actually good with the things that I have, and I'm like, as long as I can keep what I have, I'm actually good. So it's not even about not having or being a loser, if someone wants to put it that way, like you're a loser if you don't have what you want, blah 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 blah. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the truth. I can see that the whole thing is unfair. Sometimes it does work for me, right? And I'll be like, okay, now I did get something that I wanted. But it doesn't mean that the whole thing is fair. No, it isn't. You can get what you want, but that doesn't mean that this is fair. But of course, we want to judge one another. And what sucks the most is that human beings are programmed to hate one another instead of understanding each other's pain. Instead of trying to understand that we are all victims in this realm, We're all victims of something. Like, I must try to understand someone's pain. I must understand where you're coming from, why you feel the way that you feel. I must understand that you have unfulfilled desires. I must understand that you were once treated unfairly, or you've been treated unfairly many times in your life. I must try to understand that. I must try to understand that you're not really in control, and you've had to experience a lot of things that you didn't want to experience, and it wasn't your fault, right? I must try to understand it. I must try to understand your pain, what you've had to go through in this realm, and try to heal you by treating you better. But we're programmed to not want to treat others better. It's like it's every man for himself here, and we should all be trying to please God. God is allowed to get away with everything. And human beings, one mistake, you're the most evil human, and God should send you to hell. One mistake, you're like, but God is doing all these things and 100 times worse than me, but somehow you're too blind to see that. I've done something because I was angry. God does these things for fun, bro. You get what I'm saying? God does these things for fun. And you going to judge me, a powerless being that doesn't even know what he wants out of this, and who has probably tried very hard. And you feel like I'm the one who should be judged, instead of judging the one that you feel has power. Because he's the one that can change things. If I saw my child being mistreated by someone and I did nothing about it, I'll probably get arrested. If I had to witness the whole thing, and I did nothing to contribute, but I witnessed it. This reminds me of this episode of Black Mirror. So this girl, she had a boyfriend. Her boyfriend took the life of a young girl and buried her. While he was burying her, she was recording a video. And then they got arrested, but the boyfriend killed himself, and they punished her by removing her memories completely. They put her in this park where people will pay money to go and see her. They'll remove her memories completely, and they'll play a game with her where she's being chased by people with guns, and she'll be running away and she's afraid, and some people will seem to be on her side, and it will be revealed in the end that, well, she's actually a criminal. That is why she's being punished, and her memories are gonna be wiped off, and she's gonna go through the same thing over and over again. And I'll be thinking, yeah, yeah, she did something wrong, obviously, and it's understandable that she gets punished. But think about it. Doesn't God watch horrible things happening in the world and do nothing about it? But we don't blame him. We complain. We don't even complain to him. Yes, when we do complain to him, we complain that he's not punishing those who are doing these things. You know? Like, we always choose him no matter what happens. Right? No matter how horrible he can be. This guy can flood the earth again. I remember there's this guy who's building another ark. There's someone who built an ark before. Yeah, there's this guy, I think it's Ghanaian. He's on TikTok. He's building an ark because God told him that the world is gonna end again. He's gonna flood the earth again. It's not questioning God. It's not like, hey man, look, why do you gotta do that again? Like, what are you hoping to gain out of this? And don't you feel like that's horrible? I mean, can't you use another method? I thought you were omnipotent. Like, do you have to do it like that? Why don't you just make everyone else disappear, like Thanos? You know what I'm saying? This one thing I like about Thanos. Thanos could have ended the world battle. It shows you that he was a good guy, right? He was a villain that was actually right. He could have been like, yo, half of the people are gonna burn alive, for an hour before they disappear. No, the guy wanted it to be easy and peaceful. No one even cried when all that happened. So you couldn't negotiate with God. Like, why do you have to use that method? It's horrible. So we all have to be scared. Can you imagine how that would look like? Like, imagine, bro. Like, if you've watched, like, do you know how scary the sea is? Can you imagine? We're told that more than 70% of Earth is water. So the water, you see it, and the whole world is shaking. It'll be the scariest thing ever. We don't want to go out like that, as if we ask for this. But yeah, you're not going to negotiate with this God. Be like, no, this is just nonsense, dude. Like, this is evil. Like, this makes you look sadistic. Would you be happy, like, watching that happens to your creation? We're not just talking about humans here. We're talking, if you want to convince yourself that human beings are evil and they deserve it, it's fine. But we're not just talking about humans. We're talking about other animals here, We're talking about dogs. I mean, puppies, bro. Like, they have to suffer too. Dogs are lovely. We're talking about cats, if you like cats. You know what I'm saying? They have not done anything. We're talking about chickens, bro. What has the chicken done? You know what I'm saying? So all of them have to go through that. And we're supposed to believe that you're good. We're supposed to believe that you're fair. So we all know on some level that this whole thing is not fair. We just don't want to admit to ourselves because we are only focusing on survival. Like, human beings don't even care that much about morality like they think they do. What they truly care about is survival. All the things that they think they care about will go out the window if they were faced with a situation where they had to live or die. Like, morality will not matter anymore. Some people who are privileged think they're good people because they don't steal. So you see someone getting caught stealing in a shop and you feel better than that person. Hey, that person must be punished. Yeah. Maybe you've never been that desperate. I remember asking you guys, what is this thing called? No one told me. Maybe they're only found here in Africa. We eat them. There must be a lot in the bushes, but I know I don't want to see another snake. When we were young, we'll go out hunting for these things, and we'd just be in the bushes for hours eating these things. And they're not even nice. No, they're not really nice. But somehow we ate them, and I don't even know what we really. This is so stupid of my phone. So I'm still recording, and it stops to show me that I must update my phone. It's like, wait for me to finish what I'm doing. I'll update my phone, right? And I hope it saved the video. I'll understand if it was overheating, and he told me that the phone was overheating. When I'm in the car and I close my windows and it's hot and the air conditioning is not on, it does overheat. Even when I'm not recording, sometimes I could just be playing music, but if the air conditioning is not on, the phone will literally overheat and it will stop playing music, and it will take time for it to be. So it does overheat, but it only started overheating when I got this side. Or let me say, when I started recording in a car, it only overheated in the car. I thought the snake passed here. Thank you guys for watching this video until the end. Like the video, share the video. Let's keep on growing. Thank you guys for your support.